Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the sports segment here on the JoyNews. Pulse with me, Reiko Ampofo. The Confederation of African Football has launched an investigation into last night's Stampede at the Olympic Stadium in Yaoundé, which has left dozens of fans injured and at least 8 reported dead. The incident occurred during the round of 16 tie between host Cameroon and Comoros. Now, CAF President Patrice Motsepe addressed the media earlier this afternoon. Tournament correspondent George Adu Jr. was at the press conference and spoke to my colleague Nathaniel Atto.
Commend CAF for intermittently breaking in and coming in with some sort of information, even when it was very difficult for them last night after we had heard about the report or after we had found out that there was a stampede. They had to come in with a funny press conference. I mean, a funny statement that just said that they are aware of the situation and they are working up with it. I think that they've managed themselves very well in the situation. The CAF president and his entourage have been to the various hospitals. They've had meetings with the local organizing committee. They've spoken to some of the witnesses. They've had an idea also about what probably could have gone wrong, and they have taken measures. So I agree with you, Nat. It was very, very, very important that a press conference of this happens, because you remember, before the Africa Cup of Nations, we had a lot of negative reportage. People were not hoping and wishing that Africa were going to be able to host as well. There were worries about security and all. So you can understand the tangent in which some of the international media have taken it. We really needed some sort of a respite. And I think that the CAF emergency press conference, does not entirely solve and answer all the questions, but it puts a foot forward in trying to handle the situation.
All right, George. Now let's talk about reactions from town, and then we'll come back to the news conference and some very striking statements made by the CAF president. Now, what have been the reactions? I mean, following this rather unfortunate incident, we've been playing your report over the air, and even here in Ghana, it brings us unfortunate memories and reminiscences of the May 9 disaster.
Yes. It will surprise you, Nat, but a lot of Cameroonians are angry. They are angry because they feel that those who have died and those who are injured had the absolute right to be in the stadium. Now, why do they say that? If you look at the Olympic Stadium, it's got a very long stretch now. Before you get into the inner perimeter where they were, just around the stadium, you have shown your COVID test. You have done your COVID test and shown your COVID test just around the roundabout. That's about 700 meters out. You would have also gone through the first or second security check at least. So you'd have just got into the final check where the security was supposed to lead you into the stadium and watch your game. So every one of those we're talking about, may their souls rest in perfect peace, all the 8 who have died, all the 38 who were injured, of which 31 are slightly injured and 7 are in serious condition, had the absolute right to be here because they had bought their tickets, they had done the COVID test. Now, this is what is causing the rage. This is why the Cameroonians are angry.
Wow.
Because it comes down to,
some inefficiency of some sort. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. How they were managed.
Very well.
How they were managed, yeah.
Now, very, very quickly before we wrap this up, George, the CAF president is asking for the Olympic Stadium to be closed, so that the game that's supposed to be played there on Sunday doesn't come off.
Yes, he says that because based on the preliminary discussions they've had, the local organizing committee and picked from eyewitnesses and the security agencies, they are realizing that there was a breakdown in security. It's a situation where the passionate fans overpowered the security and got to the stadium. One gate, we're being told, was supposed to be open at the time. It was closed, and that's how come the passionate fans were not patient enough to allow things to go through. So they had to jump over the fence, like we saw it over the barricade. They had to run through the entrance, as we saw it, and that was clearly the situation. So what they're saying is that until they are satisfied with the report that comes out and measures that are going to be taken at the Olympic Stadium, there's no point playing another game there. Therefore, the quarterfinal game that was supposed to be hosted by the Olympic Stadium has been moved to this stadium where I am now, the Ahmadou Ahidjo Stadium, which is going to host the Morocco versus Malawi game, and where the press conference was held. This stadium, that is maybe 20 minutes drive away from the Olympic Stadium, Ahmadou Ahidjo, is going to actually take charge of the quarterfinal game. Now, that is pending if the report comes out on Friday, as he said, that they're expecting the report from the local organizing committee on Friday, if that report comes out, it's positive that measures can be taking place, then maybe the semi-final game that's supposed to be at Olembe may go there. If they are not satisfied, Olembe is out of the competition for now. Because, to be fair to CAF, we have had games in Douala, we have had games in Garoua, we have had games in Limbe, we have had games here at the Hijo Magic Stadium. We didn't have this. And I think yesterday or last night, the security really underestimated the Cameroon versus Comoros game. I have a slight idea not why that game was so important for Cameroonians, because if you look at the running, there were too many upsets that no Cameroonian could just sit at home and think that it's Cameroon versus Comoros, so it's going to be as simple as that.
Very well.
And even
very
when
well.
Comoros were down by 10 games, they really felt that they had to come. Look at the Comoros team that was down by a man, but yet they played so well.
The images were very striking.
So that was Nathaniel Atto speaking to George Addo Jr., who is currently in Cameroon. If there are any updates, I'll be providing you with that right here on the Joy News channel, on social media at Joy Sports GH, or on our website, myjoyonline.com/sports. My name is Oriku Ampofo, and Let's Talk Showbiz is up next.